The Flash 783, Jeremy Adams with Amanke and Ehulpin on the art this issue, and this is the start of the 3-part Dark Crisis tie-in, the search for Barry Allen. And it still does feel like an issue of the Flash, though. It still has the Linda thread there. She tries to tell Wally at the start that she's got powers, but doesn't quite get it out. Although Mr. Terrific picks up on it.
Yeah, and I do like that because it's Mr. Terrific, right? He, but yeah, that was pretty funny as they're trying to go, they're trying to attune to the different Barry signatures to find their Barry, and she's trying to tell him, but Wally's not really listening because he's trying to get this all together. And that was real funny.
Yeah, so you got the Flash family, minus Bark, he's off in Young Justice, but you've got Wally, Max, Jesse, Wallace, and Jay, who are all going to go hunting for Barry. And they've basically scanned and found like 3 different Barry Allens across the multiverse that might be him. So they're all going to team up in pairs and head off into, try and find them. So you'll see which one is the right one. So later on we do get some like multiverse Barry Allen shenanigans, which we can get into. But part of the plot here is that Wally's kids actually end up jumping into the portal, into the Speed Force. They're not supposed to, but they're determined, or Ray at least, is determined to prove that they're ready to be superheroes. Yep. So I think it's Jay who runs in after them, so he's probably going to be with them when he shows up. You have Jesse and Max go somewhere
together.
Yeah, so they go to, well, I mean, maybe this is intentional because one of them is Max, but it's very much Mad Max Fury Road, the Flash, because Wally's in a car and he's been chased with all these other vehicles in the desert. The kids end up in a place where Barry's basically Batman because there's an Allen Tower, and we see like
Lex Luthor.
Well, you see a bat silhouette behind him.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there's like a Batman behind him, doesn't it?
Oh, I guess he's like Bat Flash then. So yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he's got like a cape, and yeah, obviously the ears are more like the Flash horn, the horns.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a Batman.
When I saw the Allen Tower, I thought only Lex Luthor would have the audacity to do something like that. So that's why my brain went to Lex. But you're right. I just thought, it's an evil Flash, but no, Bat Flash makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Although, are we in the Dark Multiverse? Because that's how you end up with a Dark Knight.
I don't think we're doing evil Bat Flash. I think we're just doing a Batman Flash.
Gotcha.
So that's where the kids end up. But yeah, like honestly, like I had a decent time with this. I like the Flash family all sort of teaming up and running into the portals. There is a sort of tease at the start. It does that thing where it shows you something bad and says, "Hey, 24 hours earlier," and we don't get to it in this issue. So this is clearly something that's for the rest of the arc. So the first page is this looks, because of the pin art kind of art style.
Yep.
I assume this is Barry. Yeah, it's Barry in Reverse Flash, and I presume it's the Barry that's in the, wherever he is, because we saw this in the previous mini as well, leading into Dark Crisis. But so Barry seems to be in a sort of Silver Age version of his world, right? He's with Iris, he's got kids, but it's all this classic art style to make it look Silver Age. And that's where Wally and Wallace end up. They end up seeing some of this, but you have a young Wally with Barry as Kid Flash, like running out and stopping Captain Cold, and it's all very classic stuff. And they're remember and save the civilians first, and Barry uses a mirror to reflect Cold's gun back at him, and the ending is just Wally and Wallace are here going, "What the hell is this? Where are we?" So obviously we were speculating before when we saw this originally is that Barry's been held captive in some kind of like made up fake version of the world to sort of keep him happy. They started this issue though with the tease of the future where he's beating up Reverse Flash saying, "You'll never hurt, this is for you hurting my family," or whatever. That implies to me that this is actually maybe more of like a nightmare world where maybe he's in a loop where it always ends with Reverse Flash killing his wife and kids. That's what I was getting from that. I don't know if you were.
Maybe I'm still trying to determine, because that looks like Wally in the suit, because I'm trying to determine the hair color, because it feels like this is something that's maybe he's seeing Wally as Reverse Flash.
Well, yeah, to be specific there, you're saying you think that's Wally in the Reverse Flash suit.
Yeah, because the hair. And then I realized I don't know what color Thawne's hair is normally. We don't usually see him outside of his suit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So does he have red hair like Wally?
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, maybe Barry sees him as Reverse Flash, or maybe like for some reason Wally dresses as Reverse Flash for some sort of weird plan to make him snap
Yeah.
out of it. I don't know.
But then, yeah, they said that that Thawne does have reddish hair. So maybe you're right. But I took this as I was like, wait, is this Wally on the ground wearing his old Kid Flash suit, like a different version, or what?
Oh no, it's definitely not Kid Flash. It's definitely the Reverse Flash shit. There's no doubt in my mind it's that.
And so that's where I started thinking, like, well, okay, well, maybe Barry's seeing him as this because whoever put him in this world wants to keep him there, you know. And so if he, like you said, this is like, you know.
Well, no, because if he wants to keep him there, then why wouldn't it just stay happy so that he's like docile and like at peace?
Right. So that's why he would see Wally as someone coming to get him out as his main enemy. You know.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking maybe it's more about just torturing him, and maybe that's why. Like maybe this keeps happening on a loop where Reverse Flash keeps killing his family. I mean, we'll find out, I suppose, as the story goes on. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's kind of a tie-in the sense that Barry being missing is related to Dark Crisis, or more specifically, the build-up to Dark Crisis. And maybe when they find Barry, if they do find Barry by the end of the third part, is that he'll end up in Dark Crisis at that point. But it still just felt like an issue to Flash to me, which I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, and it helps that they reference the Mr. Terrific being there from when they had to get Barry out of the when he was jumping around.
Yeah, so even afterwards he set Wally up with his new job. So Terrific feels like a recurring supporting character in the book.
Yep, and the stuff with the kids, and they're referencing like, hey, we have, we're superheroes too. We helped Dad out before because they helped out Eclipso.
I mean, even the fact that the kids are getting their own subplot in this, it still feels like part of the Flash run. This doesn't feel like something that'll be skipped in the trades when they're collecting it.
No, this just feels like what Flash is doing during Dark Crisis versus a tie-in that, they're forcing Wally to do Dark Crisis shenanigans. It's been set up pretty well. So
it feels natural, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Jesse and Max end up in Mad Max Fury Road Flash World, where there's a great 2-page spread of Flash in a Flashmobile, I guess I'll call it.
It looks like an old muscle car.
Yeah, but it's red with a yellow lightning bolt on the hood. So but there's like tankers chasing after him, and also like a quad and a bike.
I heard the Doof Warrior music for sure.
I'm surprised there wasn't a guy playing guitar on the top of a vehicle behind him, to be honest.
Shooting fire.
I'm like, this is like, because obviously you see the flashback and you're thinking, oh, maybe the other two are going to find, because obviously the one in the Silver Age is the real Barry, right? At least that's what we think, right? We're pretty convinced that's the real Barry. So the kids end up in Flash Batman world. You're thinking, the other two will end up, maybe it'll be Flash but as a different character. It'll be Flash Superman or Flash Aquaman or something. But no, they're dipping into the Warner Brothers well and just going, no, it's Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's Fury Road.
I feel like we've seen a version of this Wally before with the long beard, show up, not Wally, Barry.
I was going to say, what are you talking about? Wally?
Yeah. With the long beard, just different versions. So, but you're right. I feel like they are tapping into the Warner. But yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's obviously, of course, Fury Road's all one big chase movie. I wonder if that's kind of the joke, is that Flash is a running character. So this issue is mostly set up for all these things going on, and that last chunk where it's like Barry, Silver Age Barry, getting up for breakfast with his family, getting the call about Captain Cole meeting up with Wally. It does get a significant amount of page count to really do it. And it's a credit to it that I actually do think it feels relatively authentic and kind of like a fun Silver Age segment, so I think they nailed that feel, which is cool.
Well, and New Help and changing the art style too a little bit. It becomes cleaner. You have those finer lines, you have the color dots, and all of that stuff too. I like when artists can shift their style to that.
Well,
instead of bringing in a different artist.
This would be a perfect example of when it's okay to have a different artist. But I'm looking at the credits page, and it is just the one artist credit. It's just New Hulpin. So credit to them for completely shifting the style. And obviously the coloring's very different. There's a lot of other elements, but even the line work feels different. So credit where credit is due on that.
Yeah.
And New Hulpin's pretty solid anyway. Like, the rest of it's just really solid house style stuff. But stuff like the Mad Max 2-page spread looks really cool. The kids looking up at Alan Tower. It almost feels like in the Super Mario Brothers movie when they look up at Koopa Tower kind of thing. Like I'm getting those kind of vibes. But no, so yeah, very good. All right, what are you rating Flash then?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
You know what? I might even stretch it to the 8. This issue. I had good fun with this. I actually think it's doing a decent job of tying into what it's supposed to tie into, but still feeling like a fun story in its own and feeling like part of the run. So, I have to. This Flash run's kind of interesting because it's like it's not this spectacular all timer, but it's the little run that could, where I'm finding myself enjoying it the more it goes on.